Hello there, you amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to the next installment of ranking every Doctor Who season from each decade, from worst to best. And of course, we are now in the 2010s. Now, of course, the next video after this will be the 2020s, which is only for two series at the moment, at the current state of the 2020s. Hopefully, with Russell T Davies back in the helm of Doctor Who, we will have more series than the Chibnall era has ever done, because the Chibnall era seems to have one season, then a break, then a season, then a special, then, so on and so on and so on. So we've only had two series for 2020s under the reign of Chris Chibnall. So the 2010s, hey, what can I say about it? Well, the 2010s, it is my fourth favourite decade out of Doctor Who's history. I mean, my favourite decade is the 70s, followed by the 80s, followed by the 60s, and then, of course, the 2010s. Followed by the 2000s and then the 2020s at this current age of time. But that might change by the end of the decade when we get to 2030. That will change probably. So, the 2010s, what can I say about it? Well, the 2010s, it is the second decade in Doctor Who history to have not one, but basically four versions of the Doctor in it. So we begin the decade saying goodbye to the 10th Doctor on the 1st of January of 2010. And then after that, we have the 11th, 12th, and 13th Doctors. Yes, the 13th Doctor had one series in the 2010s, and that is Series 11, before basically the last ever episode of the Millennia we had for Jodie Whittaker was Resolution in 2019. There weren't no series in 2019, so we basically got Series 11. So we have 7 series for me to rank from worst to best. Now, I do enjoy the 2010s. It's my fourth favourite decade. My two favourite Doctors at this time period is, of course, the 11th and 12th Doctors, whose reigns were underneath the fantastic, brilliant writer, Stephen Moffat. And I miss Stephen Moffat as showrunner, I really do. Yes, he had his hands tied with Sherlock as well, but I really think he's one of the Doctor Who basically producers we've had since basically Graham Williams, or, well, I could say that, or basically since Finch Hinchcliffe, I would say. I mean, Russell T Davies is up there for my favourite Doctor Who writers and showrunners and producers, which I will do a video on at some point. So, are you sitting comfortably? And let's dive into how I rank the 7 seasons, the 7 series from the 2010s. So, right in the bottom place, we have Series 11, Jodie Whittaker's first full-on series as the 13th Doctor. To me, I would say it's not the best. I really think it's the weakest out of the 2010s, because going by the episode strengths, there's only 4, maybe 5 episodes that are definitely the strongest, where other episodes fall flat on its face, where basically the ones I think are strong is basically The Woman Who Fell to Earth, the Rosa Parks episode. That was quite enjoyable. The Kaplan episode, The Witchfinders, and Resolution for Series 11. But the rest of them, oh my god, I can't stand half of these stories. I mean, the Ghost Monument, it's pretty boring, but it does get better at the end when it's revealed the Doctor's new TARDIS and the outside of the police box has changed, which the police box now is actually being used for the next 2 Doctors, aka the 14th Doctor and the 15th Doctor, played by David Tennant and Ncuti Gatwa, which I'm really looking forward to. Jodie Whittaker's performance in this series, it's not one of the best. I don't really think Jodie feels much like the Doctor in this series. I mean, out of What's to Become for Flux and Series 12, I do feel that's like her Doctor. But in this one, definitely in this series, I feel like she's mainly mannequin the 10th Doctor quite a lot with the facial expressions. It reminds me so much of 10. There are some elements of the 11th Doctor in there, but I don't really care for that, to be honest with you. I mean, when we got announced we were going to get a woman Doctor for the first time in Doctor Who's history, I weren't happy about it. So I went in thinking, you know what, I'm going to be optimistic for this one. I ended up quite enjoying her era more than I thought I would, but Series 11, it's not as great as it could have been. I think it could have been so much better, but I think it was absolutely a full flat face failure. So, in 6th place, it is Series 6, Matt Smith's second full series as the 11th Doctor. And again, the reason this one is basically low is because I do enjoy it. There are some good element episodes in there. Like the first half of this series is absolutely brilliant. The second half of the series, flat on its face. I mean, for me to sit here, what I enjoy about the first part, I really do enjoy the Doctor's death, the whole story rounded about the Doctor's death. I do enjoy the silence as villains. I do like Curse of the Black Spot. I do quite find that a little bit funny in certain scenes. The Doctor's wife is absolutely a brilliant episode. The Flesh Ganger episode, that's actually quite enjoyable, and I do enjoy that. And the best episode is basically when a good man goes to war. I mean, we end up on the most fantastic episode of the series, and it's one of my favourites for this, but it does fall flat on its face afterwards with Let's Kill Hitler, Night Terrors, The Girl Who Died, or whatever it's called, The Girl Who Waited, something like that, blah, 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 blah. That was absolutely terrible. Then, of course, you got the God Complex, which is actually quite a good episode. I do quite enjoy that because I do like the man at all. Then, of course, we have Closing Time, which is not a... It's a mess. Closing Time's a mess. And then, of course, we have more of a mess with the Wedding of River Song. That could have been so much better, in my opinion. And then adding the Christmas special onto that, basically for 2011, it is The Doctor, The Widow, and The Wardrobe. Not the strongest. It does start off being incredibly strong, but it does fall flat on its face in the later half. And I'm sorry to say that to anybody that likes Series 6. I really think Series 6 starts off strong, but it fails at the end of it. Like the last part of it does let it down. In fifth place, I had to be so kind to this one. It is Series 9 because I just enjoy Peter Capaldi as the 12th Doctor. And this series, even though Capaldi's Doctor is very silly, it's not very much like he is in Series 8 and Series 10's where it gets a lot better. Series 9, I actually do quite enjoy. I mean, there's so many elements of the Doctor I just absolutely enjoy in the series. I mean, especially when he's there playing his guitar and you got Osgood's warning message coming on the TARDIS, he just stops playing the guitar and he just gives that fantastic, incredible look, which was like that. And then, of course, that's when he has to go to Earth to deal with the Zygons. But for me to put this one very, very high up, it's because of 3 episodes. I mean, I'm sorry to say that, but it actually is only because of 3 episodes that I enjoy more than Series 6 and Series 11, which is Under the Lake and Before the Flood. I really love the ghost story. I think it's fantastic. And, of course, Heaven Sent. Absolutely brilliant. There is some standout episodes I do absolutely enjoy as far as those 3, but those 3 are my top favourites, where I absolutely love the Saigon Invasion, the Saigon Inversion. I really do like Face the Raven. They're the really good episodes that really do stand out to me. And adding the Christmas special into this as well, the Husbands of River Song, well, I quite enjoy it. And it's so much brilliant, so much better for me to sit here and say. But the next couple of episodes, I mean, there are some random ones. The Dalek 2-parter, which is The Witch's Familiar, The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar. Not the strongest Dalek stories. I think it could have been better, but I liked what they were trying to do with the Daleks. And then, of course, we have The Girl Who Died and the Woman Who Lived 2-parter, which is crap. And I'm sorry to say that. I do generally think it's a crap 2-parter. Nothing really much goes on there. And I do need to give them another rewatch, actually, because I do want to do a review on them too and what I personally think about them. Because I do remember me enjoying The Girl Who Died quite a lot, where The Woman Who Lived I never quite enjoyed that much than the first part. So I do need to give that one a rewatch. I haven't rewatched that one in over 2 years. And I haven't even done a review on that because I've gone through on my channel in the last couple of years. I mean, I started this channel back in 2017. And I've gone all the way back since then, trying to find if I did a review for that 2-parter. And it turns out I never have done. And I kind of want to do one for now. Then that's basically it, apart from Sleep No More, which is kind of a good episode. The only bad episode I do not go back and rewatch is Hellbent. Hellbent, I know it's got the Time Lords in it. I know it's got Rassilon in it. So it's quite good for them. But the episode is very much of a meh. And I'm sorry to say that. I do feel that about the episode. In 4th place, we jump into Capaldi's first series with Series 8. I quite enjoy Series 8. I know some people don't enjoy it. Some people don't like the series because I think Capaldi's Doctor is too dark. It's not great. But this is what made me enjoy the 12th Doctor's era. I absolutely fell in love with the 12th Doctor from basically the word go, from Deep Breath, which is a fantastic post-regeneration story. In my opinion, it is the top 5 post-regeneration stories. Followed with basically the number 1 being Spared from Space, which is probably the best post-regeneration story for the Doctor, and where Deep Breath is definitely in the top 5. I do like the Clockwork Droids. I really enjoyed the Clockwork Droids more here than I do for the Girl in the Fireplace for Series 2. Sorry. The rest of the series is absolutely brilliant. I do quite enjoy it. I mean, Into the Dalek is amazing. Robots of Sherwood, I actually do quite enjoy that one. Listens, absolutely brilliant. Time Heist, not one of my favourites. I do need to give that one another rewatch at some point. The Caretaker, I'm going to be 100% honest here. I actually enjoy The Caretaker. It's got some good moments in there. It makes me laugh. Then after that, we have basically Kill the Moon, which is terrible. Then, of course, we have my favourite episode of the series, and it's my all-time favourite Capaldi episode, Mummy on the Orient Express for this series. I absolutely love the episode. There's some great stories. It's very atmospheric, with especially the killer mummy no one can see. I just absolutely love that one. Flatline, again, kind of a brilliant episode. I quite enjoyed that one. Then Dark Water, Death in Heaven. Now, Dark Water set up everything really well, where Death in Heaven kind of let it down. I have watched it recently, and I think I've already done my review on it. So if you haven't seen my review, go and check that out. And that's it for Series 8, to be honest with you. In third place, we jump into Series 7. Now, Series 7, I quite enjoy it. It's my third favourite series out of the 2010s. It's my second favourite Matt Smith series out of the 3 he's got. Series 7, every single episode is continuing through the whole Impossible Girls story arc with Oswin, aka Clara, that we see in Asylum of the Daleks, The Snowman, and all of Series 7 Part 2. I really do enjoy the 11th Doctor and Clara. I really enjoy Clara more with the 11th Doctor than I do for 12. And I'm not the only one who actually will say that. I mean, another sci-fi guy who is another amazing Doctor Who YouTuber. If you haven't seen his stuff, go and check him out. He actually enjoys Clara with 11, same as me, but I don't really enjoy Clara with 12. I really think Clara should have left at the end of the time of the Doctor, or should have basically left at last Christmas as an old lady. Series 7 for me, it's got some up episodes. There's more episodes that I do enjoy. In the first part, there's only 2 episodes I physically do absolutely love, which is Asylum of the Daleks and The Angels Take Manhattan. And then basically from the 2012 Christmas special, which is part of the series in The Snowman, that's when I really do enjoy Series 7 a lot, because I love The Snowman, I love The Bastard St. John, I love Cold War, I love the reintroduction to the Ice Warriors. Now, don't forget that the Ice Warriors have not been seen since 1974 in The Monster of Peladon. So the fact that we have the return of the Ice Warriors in an anniversary year, because this series was partly broadcast in 2012 and over the beginning of 2013, building up to the 50th anniversary, the Day of the Doctor. And I kind of enjoy Cold War. I really love the Ice Warrior design. I love Skaldak. I think he's an interesting villain. I would love to see him return in Doctor Who against basically Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. I would love to see the return of the Ice Warriors. Get Mark Gatiss back to rewrite that, to write the next Ice Warrior story, because he did write this one and Empress of Mars. So I do really like Mark Gatiss. I really think he gets the Ice Warriors down to the teeth, and I do quite enjoy it. And then, of course, we have Journey Hyde, which is another good episode. Journey Central to the TARDIS, it's a bit of a mixed bag. It's got some good moments in it. It's got some moments where I'm like, oh, I don't really care for this. So, yeah. Then, of course, we have The Crimson Horror, one of my personal favourite Matt Smith episodes. I know it's out on Target Book. I don't own it at the moment, but I just absolutely love The Crimson Horror. It's got some good elements in there. I love Miss Gilliflower. I think she's an interesting villain. I like the fact how she's basically has that Mr. Sweet, the kind of prehistoric something from the prehistoric times that the Silurians know and the dinosaurs were around. Basically, he's survived after all these centuries and he's glitched onto Miss Gilliflower, which is kind of good. Nightmare in Silver, no. It's one of my least favourite episodes for 11 and Clara. It's a Simon episode. I would have thought I would enjoy this one, considering it is a Simon episode, but Moffat really ruins the Cybermen in this one for me. He does do them justice in basically Series 10, which is one of the reasons why I love Series 10. Because Series 10, I think it's a fantastic Cyberman series for the finale and 2 versions of the Master, which we'll see a bit later on. And then, of course, we have The Name of the Doctor. Again, quite enjoyable, that episode. Day of the Doctor, the fantastic multi-Doctor story. I love John Hurt's The War Doctor. I actually quite enjoyed David Tennant's performance as the 10th Doctor in this one, because there's not much like lovey-dovey stuff in it. Yes. He is married to Queen Elizabeth I. That bit was very little bit cringy for me, but it's not too much in your face and focused on, so I do quite enjoy it. Where series 2 is more mainly focused on Rose, where Day of the Doctor is not really focused on that much, because I do like the way the War Doctor goes, does this happen a lot in my future? And I love the way how Matt Smith just goes, yes, it does start to happen. I really do like Matt Smith in this episode. And then, of course, we have Time with the Doctor, which is a fantastic finale to the 11th Doctor. Even though now it's basically ruined because of the whole Timeless Child story arc. But, you know what, I'm not going to dive into that one. In second place, we jump into Series 10 territory. I just absolutely love Series 10. It is my favourite Capaldi series. I think it's amazing. I love every single episode from it. There's a couple of duds, but I do quite enjoy them. Like Knock Knock, I do enjoy. I do enjoy the Monk trilogy a little bit, apart from the last episode. I actually do love Emperors of Mars. Emperors of Mars is one of the best episodes from this series. Ethers of Light, no thank you. I don't quite enjoy that one. And then, of course, we have the fantastic trilogy to end the 12th Doctor's reign with World of Time, The Doctor Falls, and, of course, Twice Upon a Time. Now, I absolutely love this trilogy because, one, we have 2 versions of the Master, 3 versions of the Cybermen, and then at the end of it, we come across the first Doctor, this time played by David Bradley, and I absolutely do enjoy David Bradley's performance. It's not his fault that his Doctor's got some really ridiculous lines, like very, very ridiculous lines, and I think that's Stephen Moffat trying to get the 60s feel into it, but it doesn't really work because it doesn't feel much like the first Doctor when he says that. But the rest of it's pretty good and decent, and I do quite enjoy it. And then number 1, so my favourite series, the best series for the 2010s is basically Series 5. The series that begins the 2010s off really, really well with Matt Smith's beginning of the 11th Doctor's run. I love the fact we got the crack in the universe that's bleeding through. I love the Weeping Angel 2-part in this one. I kind of enjoy Victory of the Daleks. That's a guilty pleasure. I'm sorry to say that, but I do think Victory of the Daleks is a very much of a guilty pleasure because I quite enjoy that episode for what it is. And then after that, we kind of fall into the more territory, which is absolutely brilliant for Series 5 with the 11th Hour, which is another top 5 post-regeneration stories. The Beast Below is quite good. I do quite enjoy that one. Vampires of Venice, absolutely brilliant. Amy's Choice, I do think that's a little bit boring. The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, I have to be 100% honest. I do quite enjoy the episode, but I don't like the new look of the Silurians. I really think they should have gone back to the actual proper design of the of the Silurians. I don't really care for the modern new take of them. I just want the Silurians to go back to their old ways, the ways they looked in basically the 60s, in the 70s and 80s. And then after that, we kind of have the Vincent and the Doctor, which is a kind of good episode. The Lodger, it's very mishmashy. And then, of course, we have the Pandorica opens and the Big Bang, which is a kind of a brilliant finale. One of my favourite finales for Modern Who. It will be in my top 5. And then, of course, that is followed by the amazing Christmas Carol, A Christmas Carol, which is basically one of my favourite Christmas episodes ever. I really do enjoy that one. It's in my top 5. So that is me ranking the every single seasons of Doctor Who for the 2010s. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? What is your favourite episode, or what's your favourite series from the 2010s? How do you rank the 7 series out from Series 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and of course 11? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content.